When a Deathworlder joined the gym class, alien teachers were terrified. HFY Story outline. Introduction to the Intergalactic Sports Academy. Marcus Kane's arrival as the first human exchange student. The initial shock during fitness assessments. The swimming pool incident that changed everything. Combat training that went too far. The medical bay crisis and alien panic. The emergency council meeting about human restrictions. The surprising resolution and new understanding. The complete story. The Intergalactic Sports Academy had been operating for over 2 centuries without a single serious incident. Located on the neutral moon of Zirion 7, it welcomed the galaxy's most promising young athletes from dozens of species. The facility boasted state-of-the-art equipment designed to accommodate everyone from the delicate whisper folk of Andromeda to the massive stone bearers of the Titan Rings. That peaceful record was about to be shattered by one 17-year-old human named Marcus Kane. Director Vexthal, a distinguished member of the Crystalline Shard people, reviewed Marcus's application with growing unease. The boy came from Earth, a Class 9 death world where the native species had somehow survived ice ages, volcanic eruptions, and predators that would terrify most galactic citizens. The application mentioned that Marcus had been selected as his planet's representative in something called mixed martial arts, though the translation software kept glitching on that term. "Perhaps we should reconsider," whispered Assistant Director Quall, her translucent form flickering with nervous energy. "The liability insurance alone? Nonsense," Vexthal declared, though his crystalline structure dimmed slightly. "The Galactic Integration Treaty requires us to accept students from all member worlds. How dangerous could one small human be?" Marcus arrived on a Tuesday morning, carrying what appeared to be a simple duffel bag. He stood barely average height by galactic standards, with unremarkable brown hair and friendly eyes that seemed to take in everything around him. The other students, a mix of tentacled aquatic beings, graceful energy forms, and sturdy mineral-based life, watched him with curiosity rather than fear. Coach Briltox, a four-armed veteran from the high-gravity world of Kathos Prime, decided to start with basic fitness assessments. "We'll begin with cardiovascular evaluation," he announced, gesturing toward the running track. "Standard pace is 12 kilometers per hour for this age group." The alien students began their measured jog, their various forms of locomotion creating a bizarre but harmonious display. Marcus, however, took off like he'd been shot from a cannon. His feet pounded the synthetic track surface with such force that the impact sensors began flashing warning lights. "Wait!" Coach Briltox called out, his four arms waving frantically. "That's not a sprint assessment." Marcus slowed down, jogging backward to face the coach while continuing to move. "Sorry, coach. This is actually my recovery pace. Should I go slower?" Recovery pace. The words hung in the air like a death sentence. Every alien eye in the gymnasium turned to watch as the human continued his easy jog, maintaining a speed that would have challenged their sprint records. By the end of the cardiovascular test, Marcus had accidentally lapped the entire class 3 times. The medical scanners showed his heart rate had barely elevated above what the computer designated as resting levels for a hibernating stone bear. "Perhaps we should try swimming," suggested Coach Aquilin, a graceful water dweller whose confidence stemmed from her species' natural aquatic superiority. Humans are land-based, so surely she never finished that thought. Marcus dove into the pool with such explosive force that he created a minor tsunami. The carefully calibrated water environment, designed to accommodate species ranging from the puddle-dwelling mist ones to the pressure-loving deep swimmers, was suddenly chaos. Marcus surfaced after swimming for lengths underwater, not even breathing hard. "Great pool. The pressure's a bit light, but I can work with it. Are we doing any diving today?" Coach Aquilin's gill slits fluttered in what could only be described as panic. "Diving? You mean deeper?" "Sure. I've done some cliff jumping back home. There's this spot at Devil's Canyon where you drop about 40 meters into 40 meters. The collective shriek came from every alien throat, voice box, and sound-producing organ in the facility, but the real terror began during combat training. The Academy's martial arts program was designed as a gentle introduction to self-defense, emphasizing technique over force. Padded surfaces, energy dampeners, and automatic safety protocols ensured that no student could accidentally harm another. Marcus paired up with Zilkoth, a confident young warrior from the proud Talon clan. Zilkoth stood nearly 3 meters tall, with natural armor plating and razor-sharp claws that had earned his species a reputation across the galaxy. "Try not to hurt the soft little primate," Zilkoth whispered to his friends, flexing his impressive claws. The match lasted exactly 4 seconds. Marcus used something he casually called basic grappling to somehow flip the armored giant through the air and pin him to the mat. The impact was so gentle that Zilkoth wasn't even bruised, but the sheer impossibility of what had happened left everyone speechless. "How?" Zilkoth gasped, his pride more damaged than his body. "Leverage and momentum," Marcus explained cheerfully, helping his opponent to his feet. "Your center of gravity was high, so I just redirected your forward motion. Pretty basic stuff. We learn it in middle school." Middle school. The alien students began to understand that they weren't dealing with an elite warrior or a genetic anomaly. This was what humans considered normal education for children. The breaking point came during what should have been a routine flexibility assessment. Marcus casually mentioned that he was pretty stiff today because he'd been sitting in that spaceship for 3 weeks. Then he proceeded to demonstrate flexibility that made the naturally elastic rubber folk look arthritic. "Is this normal for your species?" Director Vexthul asked weakly. "Not really," Marcus admitted. "I'm actually not that flexible. You should see the gymnasts back home. They can basically tie themselves in knots." That night, the Academy's medical bay was flooded with alien students suffering from what the doctors diagnosed as comprehensive confidence failure. 6 students required psychological counseling after attempting to match Marcus's basic workout routine. The swimming pool's filtration system had to be completely recalibrated after Marcus's dive disrupted the pressure equilibrium. Emergency meetings were called. Galactic officials debated whether humans should be classified as a military threat. Insurance companies threatened to cancel coverage for any facility that housed Deathworlders, but Marcus himself seemed oblivious to the panic he'd caused. He spent his evenings helping other students with their training, offering gentle encouragement and scaled-down versions of easy exercises. His genuine kindness and enthusiasm slowly won over even the most terrified alien hearts. He told a group of struggling students, "Back home, we have this saying, the only person you're competing against is who you were yesterday. You don't have to be like me. You just have to be better than you were." Director Vexthul watched from the observation deck as Marcus patiently taught a young crystal child how to throw a proper punch, his movements so controlled that he could have been handling spun glass. The human's restraint, the director realized, was perhaps more impressive than his strength. The Academy didn't ban Earthlings after all. Instead, they created a new program, adaptive cross-species training, where students learned not just about their own capabilities, but about the incredible diversity of life in the galaxy. Marcus became the program's first instructor, teaching aliens that strength came in many forms and that the most powerful force in the universe might just be the determination to help others succeed. The Intergalactic Sports Academy's accident-free record remained intact, though their definition of normal was forever changed. And somewhere in the facility's archives, a small note was added to future human applications. Warning: subject may operate under different physical laws than previously understood. Recommend extra insurance coverage and counseling staff on standby. Marcus Kane graduated with honors, returned to Earth, and probably never knew that his name had become synonymous with the day physics took a holiday in alien academic circles. But the friends he'd made and the barriers he'd broken would ripple through galactic society for generations to come. After all, that's what humans do best. They change everything, usually by accident and always with the best of intentions.